No, that's
basically
true.
standing here right now.
And
Okay. Okay, Gianforte has just emerged at that campaign rally. He's basking in the glory of victory right now. Latest numbers we have, 77% of the vote is counted. Gianforte, 50.4%. And let's listen to him speak.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Montana. Tonight is all about you. Tonight is your victory. Over the last 2 years, you've made tens of thousands of phone calls. You've knocked on hundreds of thousands of doors. Thank you. Susan and I have had the great pleasure of driving over 80,000 miles all over this great state, every one of our 56 counties multiple times, and we stayed in your homes. And together, tonight, we won a victory for our treasure state. Tonight, we won a victory for all Montanans. Tonight, we won a victory for our coal and timber families. We won a victory for our farmers and our ranchers. And we won a victory for our men and women in uniform and for our veterans. Thank you. We won a victory for our Montana seniors. And we won a victory for our Second Amendment. We also won a victory to keep our public lands in our public hands. We won a victory for every hardworking Montana family. Amen. Because their voice hasn't been heard. And for Montanans who have been left behind. Tonight, Montanans are sending a wake-up call to Washington, D.C. establishment. Montanans said Bernie Sanders and Nancy Pelosi can't call the shots here in Montana. Montanans said, we're going to drain the swamp. And we have a lot of work to do. And hard work is the way we get things done. And sometimes hard work is born out of hard lessons. Last night, I learned a lesson. And no, please, I need to share something from my heart here. And I just ask you to bear with me. And when you make a mistake, you have to own up to it. That's the Montana way. Amen, brother. Last night I made a mistake. And I took an action that I can't take back. And I'm not proud of what happened. I should not have responded in the way that I did. And for that, I'm sorry.
And you're forgiven.
Please. I should not have treated that reporter that way. And for that, I'm sorry, Mr. Ben Jacobs. I also want to apologize for the Fox News team that was there. And I'm sorry to each one of you that we had to go through this. That's not the person that I am, and it's not the way I'll lead in this state. Rest assured, our work is just beginning. But it does begin with me taking responsibility for my own actions. You deserve a congressman who stays out of the limelight and just gets the job done. I promise to work hard to protect our precious way of life. I promise to be open and accessible. And based on your input, I'll be your strong voice back in Washington, D.C. I've always considered myself more of a workhorse than a show horse, and that's my promise to you. I'm going to Washington to get things done, to drain the swamp and fight for Montana families. I will bring accountability to Washington, D.C. I'll support term limits and banning members of Congress from becoming lobbyists. And I'll hold the politicians accountable. If they can't balance the budget, they shouldn't get paid. No balanced budget, no paycheck. Washington won't like it, but it's time for America and Montana to come first again. It just seems when people go to D.C., they drink the water and just kind of slither into the swamp. That's why we're not moving to D.C. I'll commute and be back here traveling to every corner of the state as much as I can. I'll be in all 56 counties so that your voice is heard. You've always been on my side, and I pledge that I'll always be on your side.
Thank you.
Montana sent a strong message tonight that we want a congressman who will work with President Trump to make America and Montana great again. Thank you. Now, I feel a deep sense of obligation and duty to this great state where Susan and I raised our family and built our business. Thank you for your support and this opportunity to serve.
Thank you.
Good night. God bless Montana and this great United States of America.